Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the possibility of foreign home ownership in Thailand. And this has been discussed a lot recently. We've seen a lot of discussion roughly the last 4 to 6 months. As we've discussed in other videos on this channel, there seems to be a commission out there that is kind of exploring possible ways of attracting foreign nationals into Thailand, especially in the presumptive aftermath of the COVID pandemic, and how best to go ahead and get folks into the country, or how best to attract folks, especially high net worth individuals, into the country. And the possibility of foreign home ownership has been discussed at length. That said, we haven't actually seen, let's be clear on this, we haven't actually seen any laws or regulatory changes to this effect. We're just simply talking about what's being kind of speculated upon at present. And a recent article from the Pattaya Mail, that's pattayamail.com, is a really good article, and frankly the Pattaya Mail puts out a lot of really interesting information about Thai immigration. But the article is titled Hard and Soft Immigration News from the Thai Government. Again, pattayamail.com. To quote directly, the right to own, and this is a small excerpt from a pretty large article, interesting article too. The right to own the land on which a house is built might be in specially reserved housing estates rather than anywhere that takes the buyer's fancy. An earlier government idea was 50-year leases rather than ownership. So as this article goes into some detail on, this discussion has been kind of put out there about the possibility of foreign land ownership, for example, in mubans, which are kind of like housing developments, housing estates, as we would call them in like the U.S., basically subdivisions. You sometimes hear them called subdivisions. And the possibility that, for example, a foreign national may be able to own a small plot with a freestanding house has been discussed. And there seems to have been some discussion about whether or not this can kind of be interpreted into the Thai Condominium Act of 2008, although we've yet to see that interpretation sort of rolled out, for lack of a better term. It remains to be seen whether or not this is a possibility, but it is interesting that it seems to be seriously being discussed, and we will certainly keep folks updated on this situation as the situation evolves.